friends, and welcome back to my channel, Fox and Sloth Apothecary. I'm Zoe, and today we're going to be doing the tag tarot combos. I originally saw it from Kateyflowers, but she said that it originally came from amberinwonderland. So we're going to switch camera views, and we're going to go through all our different tarot and oracle combos, or at least my favorite in my collection, and the way that they kind of like pair together and how I use them together in readings. And here we are. So we're going to jump right in with a tarot and oracle pairing. And we're going to look at the Somnia tarot and the Supra oracle. So in my practice, oracle decks are like big picture. They are the huge landscape, whereas tarot is the finer details. They are the trees, the hills, the valleys within that landscape. So that's how I like to pair tarot and oracle decks together. Why do I like this one specifically? So let's see. All right, some cards. I really like the artwork in this deck. This photography style I never thought was going to be like my favorite, and I absolutely love it in this deck. And then we pair that with our oracle cards. And it just, first off, aesthetically, the decks just look gorgeous together. I like the way that this like parchment color matches the classic photography, and the cards are the same size, so they look really nice together. But I also think that it adds something to the reading in a storytelling kind of way. So I see like the King of Coins paired with stillness, and they complement each other in a way of stability. It tells me the rest of the story when I look at the world paired with magic. It's like I'm looking at the chapter heading and then the fine details of the story. I see this story of unseen, unknown possibility, and it's met with the details of the world, which is having all of your tools and having all the ingredients to that magic. So the Supra Oracle is my current go-to deck. So I use it a lot, which means that I have more than one oracle deck that I pair with it. The Supra Oracle is new to my collection. So before I was pairing the Somnia Tarot with Supra Oracle, I was using Memento Mori, and I still do quite a lot. And so we can look at those cards together. Let's see. Up. Again, I like this like parchment color paired with this photography style. And they kind of have that more gothic, morbid style to them. And so I think they go really well together. I also like how both of these decks have guidebooks, but I can make a lot of sense from the cards intuitively as well. And so especially pairing them together with tarot, I think that really keys into creating more of an intuitive reading. During readings, if I'm using oracle on top of tarot, it would usually be for the main theme. So my oracle card would be the theme, the overarching energy of the reading, and then I would pull tarot cards for my finer details. Look at it. Oh, I love these two together. And that leads me into our next set of cards. So I'm going to pair the Visionary Tarot with one of my other favorites, the Skeleton Tarot. So again, a lot of my pairings come from visuals. I like the way that the cards look together, be it color or art style. And in this case, it is both. So I like the black and white and that sketchy line work aesthetic to the Skeleton Tarot paired with the opposite, so the black with white lined line work of the Visionary Tarot. So the Visionary Tarot is out of print, but that doesn't mean we can't show off its beauty. Look at that. Okay, so I like this. Let's pull out another skeleton kind of pair with these cards. So their art styles are similar but different, and I think that goes really well together. So they are both tarot decks. So I know that my last pairing was an oracle with a tarot, and this is 2 tarot decks. So in this case, it really would be an aesthetic pairing. I don't have any other reason why I would use multiple tarot decks unless I was purposely pulling out a card to concentrate on, but then I wanted the ability to back it up and still be able to pull that card. So this pairing really is just because I think that they look gorgeous together. I have other pairings with the Visionary Tarot because I love that black main look to the artwork and the simplicity of the line work. I think pairs really well with other decks. So I'm gonna pair the Visionary Tarot with another oracle deck, Postcards from Liminal Space. And this deck has that white line work to it. So I think that the artwork again plays off very well together. And like I said before, I would pull in a reading my oracle card. So in this case, the wound and the gift. And I would build from there with my tarot cards. To complete my reading. But sometimes I can use my oracle cards to expand on the meaning of my tarot cards. So sometimes the finer detail of tarot, or so I feel, or what I feel tarot is, that finer detail can be almost too broad and like it's almost too specific that we can't figure out exactly what it's talking about. And that's where I would pull out an oracle card. So I have my 3 of arrows, which arrows in this deck are swords, or swords are arrows. And I would pull an oracle card to kind of just clear up the meaning of maybe what it was hinting at or talking about, and kind of giving it that theme. So the blank at the crossroads paired with the three arrows. To me, I would see this paired, and I would see the heartache, but it'd be like, what is that heartache all about? And paired with this oracle card, I'd say, oh, it's about indecision. It's about not knowing what's next or where to go, and feeling that heartache of feeling a little lost. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna change up from my black and white theme to add a little bit more color. And we are gonna pull out the Bumbleberry Hollows Tarot deck. Love it. And I'm actually gonna pair it with Magickal Tarot, which comes in a book set by Robin, also known as the Tired Witch on all sorts of social media platforms. And I like the colors in this deck. So let's grab those two. So this is Bumbleberry Hollows. It's got the shiny gold edging, and it's got the purple and the blue backs, and it has the most adorable, like, kawaii style. I just can't get enough of this deck. Which is funny because it's definitely very different than some of the other decks that I was just pulling out. So, and it's a pip deck. Maybe we'll talk about pip decks in a later video. I don't hate pip decks. So this is the Magickal Tarot. Let's see, they just kind of match in that moon and sparkly purple. And these are, they are not all purple. Somehow I pulled out just the purple ones. There we go. Some blue. And pink. So again, these are two tarot decks, so I would be probably only pairing them for aesthetic looks. But I can't help myself. Look, like, we made the tower cute. Or the Queen of Cups. Like, I just can't. It's just too cute. Another really fun way to pair deck combos that's not just aesthetic is the type of reading that it is. So I'm going to pair the Magickal Tarot. I'm going to pull two cards. And I am actually going to pair it with a deck of playing cards. So this is not tarot, this is cartomancy, and it, at least for me, is read similarly, kind of like a minor arcana, for me at least. Knocking everything over. And this one specifically is a Studio Ghibli Kiki's Delivery Service version of playing cards. So I have the Three of Spades and the Queen of Spades, which to me are swords. So we have the Three of Swords paired with the King of Swords. So that's telling me I'm seeing instability and heartache and hard truths, paired with the Queen of Swords, with the Four of Cups. So I'm seeing standoffish ignorance, ignoring what's in front of your face and being kind of rude about it. So paired together, watch your attitude, people. um, I like to pair cartomancy because I think sometimes, although I love all the artwork of tarot and the symbolism, and I will continue to collect decks and support artists as long as I can, that the simplicity of a deck of playing cards can add a lot to your reading in the sense of intuition. Plus, there are so many different kinds of playing cards that you can get. Different pictures, different themes, and they are super affordable. So I think that that makes a really good option for a deck combo. All right, and then I think my last combo that I'm gonna do is the Modern Witch and my Bumbleberry Hollows. So let me grab that deck. Oh, here it is. So most of my decks are the same card shape. I don't own very many decks that aren't your standard like playing card size. Not playing card, like your standard tarot size. The card stocks are very different across my decks, especially when you're comparing like an indie deck to a mass-produced deck. But I have small hands, and so deck changes it's already really hard to shuffle. So I feel like if I'm given like a chunky deck or something, it's not going to deter me that much because I'm already dropping cards. But here we go. So I like the colors in this deck. And we paired that with our Bumbleberry Hollows. So this is a combo that I wouldn't think of right away, but I think that the fact that Bumbleberry Hollows is a pip deck offers a really cool like combo. So I'm not going to be overwhelmed by 2 card images that have a lot of detail. Instead, I kind of have that clarifier, although I don't pull very many clarifiers. It's just a really good combo, I think, to back up and be like, this is exactly what I meant. Here's my big main meaning, and here are my 5 points to follow it, kind of a thing. But I think we need to do one more because we just pulled the Modern Witch out. So let's pair that with our postcards from Liminal Space, because we got to get an oracle pairing in there. And in this case, I think that I lost the deck. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's upside down. I think that the modern take on this deck really backs up the modern look of this oracle deck. It feels relatable, this combo. Oh, focus. There we go. There you go. That is my deck combos. And there you go. Those are my favorite tarot and oracle combos in my collection. I'll make sure that I link all the decks that we use below in the description. And if you want a part 2 of maybe some of the decks in my collection that I don't use as often, let me know below. Let's pull a card before we go. We have the book, and we're going to pair it with sign. So this is telling you to keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your heart open. There is something coming your way. Until next time, you guys. Bye, friends.